We knew that the WVU defense was set to debut a lot of new pieces in 2022. So, which of those pieces really stood out for the Mountaineers? Let's take a look at PFF's top 5 defensive graded players for the Mountaineers in Game 1 of the 2022 season. Let's go! What's going on, Mountaineer Nation? Jordan Cruz back here with the Country Roads Webcast. And before we get in this video, I just want to give you a quick reminder, if you would, do us a favor, hit that like button, give us the thumbs up. That'll help this video's performance and help our future videos performances as well. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Helps us, helps you, helps get more of this Mountaineer football content out to Mountaineer Nation. That being said, let's get into it. Alright, so the WVU defense has been arguably the team's strongest unit for 3 years running. However, we knew that that unit would be debuting a lot of new pieces this season. And that got a little bit more difficult when Charles Woods, who was arguably going to be the unit's top player, went down in the first quarter of this game. However, the defense really hung together and, despite, maybe not playing their best effort, especially in that secondary, which I think a lot of that can be attributed to losing Charles Woods and having to play some new pieces along there. I think the secondary will improve. The defense still held strong, especially along that front. If the secondary can gel together, especially if Charles Woods can return and help with that, I think the Mountaineers and Jordan Leslie really have another strong unit for 2022. That being said, these are the top 5 Mountaineers, according to PFF, that really stood out on that unit. At number 5, we have Sean Martin with a 71.5 defensive grade. Sean Martin, second string defensive end, splitting time with Taj Austin, West Virginia owned, a state native from down in the bottom part of the state, from Bluefield High School actually, same high school I graduated from back in the day, but young man that's really starting to come along with this program. He has great size, and really we saw, great effort from him in this game and, rushing the quarterback, especially. I think he came in on a lot of third down situations, and we saw him, make a few plays in this one, as we see, 1 sack and 1 tackle for a loss for Sean Martin in this game. And I think if he can continue to develop, he'll really play himself into a nice role this season as, maybe a pass rushing specialist, which can lead to, a bright future for him as the starting defensive end for the Mountaineers. Once Taj Austin moves along, he's really put himself on the path to be able to do that. 4th, we have another backup, actually. Exree Lowe, former starter for the Mountaineers at the will linebacker position, actually served as the backup to Lance Dixon, but split time with him there and saw a lot of action in this game. And he finished with a 72.7 defensive grade in this one. Exree Lowe, really a guy that made, a lot of plays and, kind of goes unsung. And it's crazy because last year, I think, Lance Dixon was backing up Exree Lowe, but really outplayed him a lot and played himself into the starting role. And we heard a lot about Lance Dixon this offseason, but I think in, game 1 here in the backyard brawl, Exree Lowe actually showed up and kind of outplayed Lance Dixon a little bit. The play that really sticks out to me is he tipped a pass that probably would have been complete for Pitt, and I think ended up leading to a Pittsburgh punt, and made a lot of plays and was just all over the field, in on a lot of tackles. And I liked what I saw from Exree Lowe, and he's the 4th highest graded Mountaineers player defensively, according to PFF in this one. At number 3, a guy that we were all hoping would have a big game because he was replacing a big piece from last year in Akeem Mesidor, and that's Jordan Jefferson. The young man finished with a 73.7 defensive grade, and he really stuck out. And I think the thing that Jordan Jefferson gives you that maybe you were lacking with Akeem Mesidor in the past is Akeem Mesidor was a little bit more nimble, a little bit more of a pass rushing specialist. Jordan Jefferson is a big body, and he is super strong, one of the strongest players in the team, and it really showed up in the run game. West Virginia was really able to hold Pitt's run game. I don't know for sure. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I believe they held Pitt under 100-yard rushing. I know it was there late in the fourth quarter. They did have them up under it. So, Pitt made more plays in the passing game than I think West Virginia wanted them to. And like I said, issues in the secondary, Charles Woods going down being one of them, Wesley McCormick targeting as well, caused that, as well as breaking in some new pieces. But West Virginia's run defense was really impressive. Definitely an improvement from what they showed last year. And I think Jordan Jefferson is a big reason for that. We saw him plug a lot of holes, push blockers back in, stop, create some negative yardage plays in the run game. And I really liked what I saw from Jordan Jefferson as West Virginia's nose guard. Finishes as the 3rd highest graded players for the Mountaineers in the game defensively with a 73.7 defensive grade. Our top 2 players now And these guys really stuck out to me. And number 2, actually, Jared Bartlett, the bandit position for the Mountaineers. Him and Linnell Carr were in a battle there all fall. Jared Bartlett gets the start, sees the majority of the playing time. We did see Linnell Carr come in on some third downs and get some spot duty, but Jared Bartlett really played well. They said he transformed his body, and it definitely showed with the way he played. He looks like a different type of player out there. 74.7 defensive grade, and he really stuck out, especially in some passing situations with some things that they did. We heard, or rather, Jordan Leslie say that they were going to do some different type of things with the bandit position, with a lot of that going with, what they thought they could do in the secondary, doing some different things. And they definitely used the bandit in some interesting ways, and it really helped Jared Bartlett a lot. I think it was very complimentary to his game, and he made a lot of plays in this game. As you see here, his numbers, Bartlett finished with 6 tackles, 1.5 sacks, and 1.5 tackles for a loss. And I really liked what I saw from him, and hopefully we're going to see some more production from that bandit position this season, kind of going back more again to what the bandit position looked like in this Neil Brown and Jordan Leslie's days at Troy, when they had such great players as DeMarcus Ware and some of the guys they had played the bandit position in the past. And Jared Bartlett hopefully set for a good season playing that position. Finished as the Mountaineers' second highest graded defensive player with a 74.7 defensive grade. And number 1 for the Mountaineers comes as no shock, a guy that had an unbelievable game for the Mountaineers in the backyard brawl. And I think it should not, we can't fail to mention that in this one. I know there's a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of talking points to come out of the backyard brawl because of how it ended for the Mountaineers and a lot of reasons that people feel that it did the way it did. But I think that it shouldn't get lost in that Dante Stills had an all-time type performance in a backyard brawl. He only going to get to play in one of them in his career, but I think in that one he really showed out and, should be a Mountaineer legend in his own right for the performance he put on. 87.6 defensive grade. Dante Stills was all over the field. Seemed like he was involved in every tackle in the run game. Any pass play, seemed like he was chasing Keaton Slovis all over the field. He was right there hurrying him and rushing him in if he didn't get to him, and he did get to him quite a bit, as you can see here with his numbers. 6 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss. And to me, this performance really reminded me a lot of a couple years ago when Baylor was ranked high in the country and Darius Stills really showed up. Big time players make big time plays in big time games, and I think Dante Stills shows that he is indeed a very big time player that's going to have a very big senior season and play himself into a potential draft spot. And hopefully a pretty good one at that if he continues to play the way he did against the backyard brawl. But you can tell this game meant a lot to him. He put his heart out for it, gave it his all, I feel like, and laid it all on the line. And thank you, Dante Stills, for doing that. And I'm sure Mountaineer Nation is really thankful for your performance and how well you performed in the backyard brawl, despite the way that the game turned out. You put on a hell of a performance, and that's awesome to see. And you are the Mountaineers' highest graded defensive player, according to PFF. Number 1, Dante Stills with 87.6 defensive grade. So those are the PFF grades for the Mountaineers defensive side, the top 5 highest ones in week 1 as they fall to the Pitt Panthers in the backyard brawl, just barely 38-31. But let me know what you guys think of Mountaineers' top 5 defensive grades, if these guys stuck out to you or what you thought about their performances or anything else you like me to do video-wise, updating after the backyard brawl. We got some things coming down the pipe for sure, but multiple videos coming out, every week on the channel here on the YouTube side of things. So always, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already to stay updated on that. Going to be plenty of Mountaineer football content. And then one more time on your way out, if you haven't already, hit the like button. It'll help this video's performance, help our future videos performance as we try and get more of this Mountaineer football content out to Mountaineer Nation. That being said, until next time, I'm Jordan Cruz. But as always, let's go Mountaineers.
If you really want to know, then come on, let's go. Take a stroll down those